WHIZ Sports is brought to you by Stiegler Chiropractic.
Well, the Buckeyes packed their bags and headed for the Great Northwest with a chance to show the nation the Big Ten is still a power conference. Well, it may not look like much, but Ohio State's first road test of the season could be as tough as any they face all year. The Buckeyes have lost their last 2 times they have traveled out to Husky Stadium and lost on the West Coast back in 2001 when they fell to UCLA. Add that to the fact that the Buckeyes offense had 5 turnovers last week against Akron. It lays a trap for an upset waiting to happen. But for Washington to pull off the upset, they would have to get by the best defense in the nation. In second quarter, it was special teams coming into play. Ryan Pretorius has his field goal blocked. It was a 32-yard attempt. It was still 3-0 Bucks, but you know what? That didn't last long. The ensuing Husky drive, Jake Locker going to drop back and fire a bullet to Anthony Russo right before halftime. That made it 7-3, a 23-yard touchdown pass. Huskies on top, 7-3 at the break. But Ohio State, you know what? They're good for a reason. They're 10th for a reason. Brian Rubitsky just going to run past the corner, and Todd Beckman, nice pass. See you later. 68 yards to the house. Beckman was 14 of 25, 220 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day, 10-7, Ohio State. And then still in the third, after a Washington fumble, Beanie Wells going to get in on the act. A little cut to the outside, maybe a little stiff arm. He's in from 14 yards out. It was 17-7 Bucks. Beanie Wells rushed for 134 yards. Buckeyes end up cruising in this one, winning 33-14. Well, who would have thought that in week 3 of the season, Michigan and Notre Dame would be fighting for their first win. First quarter, it was already 3-0 Wolverines, and Mike Hart, yeah, you better get into the end zone. You guaranteed victory. He did his part, though. 187 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. 10-0 Wolverines. And then next Notre Dame drive, the ball gets snapped over Jimmy Clausen's head. He's just going to go down and cover it up. Notre Dame lost 27 yards on their first 2 offensive possessions. They had 110 yards of total offense in the game. Not good. And then freshman Ryan Mallett, his first start, yeah, no pressure at all. He finds Greg Matthews for a 26-yard TD. 24-0 Wolverines. They cruise 38-0. Wolverines on the board with 1 victory. Elsewhere in the Big Ten, Zanesville native Mark D'Antonio looking to get Sparty off to a 3-0 start, and Jehu Colcrick helps him out early on. 2-yard TD, runs 7-0. Spartans. Colrick had 71 yards on the ground, but you know what? That lead didn't last long because here comes freshman LaShawn McCoy. 64 yards later, it's 7-7. McCoy, 173 yards on 25 carries and a touchdown. Pitt back in it, tied up at 7 apiece, but you know what? It doesn't happen. 17-13, Sparty hangs on to win. Well, back here locally, the Muskegon College Fighting Muskies, well, they were back in action after having last week off. Coming into town, number 10, Ohio Northern. The Polar Bears for the Muskies home opener and OAC opener. Whew. The stats don't lie. The Muskies were going to have their hands full with the Polar Bears, who's number 9 in scoring offense in the country. And, oh yeah, their defense is pretty good. They have yet to give up a point, going clear back to 13 quarters last year. Muskingum leads the all-time series with ONU 22-19-2. They haven't won since 2003. Opening drive of the game, R.J. Meadows, yeah, 176 yards on the day. That touchdown, 7-0 ONU right out of the gate. Looks like easy sailing, right? Muskingum going to answer right back. It was 7-3, second quarter. Here comes Charles Schulter. He's going to scamper in after a couple of juke moves. He's into the end zone from 20 yards out. 9-3 Muskies. They were down 1 at the half. They're in it. Upset City, right? Maybe? No, not going to happen. Third quarter, Jeff Pankratz, he's going to throw a wide receiver screen to David Delk, who does most of the work. He goes in 22 yards out. 17-9, Muskies down at that point. They fall 27-9. Well, last night at Salzburger Stadium, history was made for the Blue Devils. Not only did they lay a 56-14 smacking on visiting Portsmouth, they also ran Brian Gators right into the record books. Gators took the opening play of the game and went 72 yards for a touchdown, and the Devils never looked back. Gators ended the night with 286 yards rushing, which broke Zanesville's single-game rushing record. With last night's performance, Gators had 668 yards in his last 3 times out. No coincidence, Zanesville is 3-0. And Gators says he has a lot more carries left in him.
Oh, no, I've never done anything like this. It's just a great honor to come out here, and I did a great job. I think I only had 10 carries for 281 yards. This is great. I think Buster Howell held it, and Buster Howell, he's a legend down here. it's just a great honor to be a part of him and just get the record.
It's great, and again, it just goes back to our offensive line's getting better every week, and, you know, he's just a great runner. He's going to do what he's going to do, so if we can continue to get better, then hopefully we can have some more performances like that.
Staying with the high school theme, high school volleyball scores a quad up at Heath. John Glenn falls in 2 of those games. They did win 1. They're now 10-3 on the year. Riverview hosted a quad of their own. They took 2 out of 3 and won as they beat the number 3 team in Division II in Triway. And boys soccer score to tell you about Tri-Valley. They win over Granville 3-2. Travis Fry 2 goals. Well, over to baseball now. The Indians won last night on Casey Blake's walk-off home run. With the win, the Tribe have a 5.5-game lead over the Tigers in the AL Central. With the win, the Tribe improved to 16-4 in their last 20 games and got their 45th victory at home this season. The Indians sent Fausto Carmona to the hill looking for win number 17. Got off to a good start, too, as Drupal Cabrera going to double into right. It's going to get all the way to the wall, and Grady Sizemore coming all the way around from first base. He made it 1-0 Tribe at that point. 3rd inning, how about some insurance for you? Travis Hafner leaving in a hurry. That's his 22nd home run of the season. 2-0 Tribe. Fausto Carmona, that was all he would need in this one. He went 8 innings, striking out 9, allowing 3 hits. Indians win 6-0. Fausto picks up his 17th win of the season. And Kelly, big win for the Buckeyes on the road. I know you went there, and I know you were happy all day long, and you still can't wipe the smile off your face.
I'm always happy when my beloved Buckeyes win a game. Well, thanks, JT. We'll be back after this break.
Working.